partner this afternoon, Don McCormack. Good afternoon, Don. It's great to be here at DXC Arena. Good to see you again.
Yeah, you too, Nick. It's a fantastic spot to be. A lovely, warm, hot afternoon here at DXC Arena. But what a game this promises to be, Nick.
Yeah, the longest road trip in football. I think St Mary's have got to come about 400 metres to get here, to get to this ground. There, of course, their club across the road. So decent crowd here. Car park was very full when I pulled up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I normally get here early for the game, and both crowds are in here today. So it'll be a big night both here at PINT and across the road at St Mary's. Both of these sides are in solid form this season. Only one loss. Both teams lost to Southern Districts, which a lot of sides will this year. PINT so far this season, one defeated Waratah by 35 points in week 1. In week 2, they defeated Wanderers by 52. In week 3, they defeated the Bombers by 13. And last week had the first loss of the season, as I said, to the reigning Premier Southern Districts by 21 points. St Mary's so far this season, they lost week 1 to the reigning Premier Southern Districts by 12 points. They had the bye in week 2, and since then they've been outstanding. Week 3, they beat Wanderers by 65, and last week we did that game. They were in control, certainly after half-time, defeat the TIO Bombers by 35 points. And just quickly, the last time these two sides met was in round 16 last season. St Mary's were in control after quarter time and came away with a 70-point win. The last time and only time PINT have defeated St Mary's was in round 3, 2022. That was the year they joined the Premier League, and I was here at that ground. And again in the second half, PINT just outrun St Mary's to win by 31 points. And as you said, a warm day here. What are you expecting out of it, Dom?
Well, look, I expect this to be a very, very close physical contest, Nick. Both of them have performed very well. Both of them performed very well against the Premier in Southern Districts.
Yep.
So I expect these two here to have a classic contest today. I wouldn't be surprised if there's only a kick in it at the end of the day. And very, very difficult to pick a winner. Also, PINT, again, over the last couple of seasons or since they've joined the league, they've been very fit towards the end of the game. And that was one thing I was impressed with St Mary's last week, that TIO Bombers certainly faded out in the second half, but St Mary's got on top of the ground and looked really good and got their handballs going. And after a scrappy first half, it turned into a pretty good game. And I'm expecting a lot of pace on this one today, even though, as you said, it's 30-odd degrees, 33 degrees here in Darwin on a very warm night, but pretty typical for this time of year. Yeah, indeed. Warm one. We're about to get underway here at DXC Arena. Expect this to be a really tough contest. Good contest between two very good teams who are certainly going to push at least for a top 2 finish. That's what they'll be after here.
Percentage fairly big in this competition at the moment. A couple of big wins today by the Tigers and the Bombers. We'll talk about those later on in the game as we're underway at DXC.
Centre bounce contest there, one out by PINT. Jack Brown with the long kick forward, but the relieving mark already taken back there by Kai Williamson. Just chips inboard there. Kieran Parnell, the vice-captain for the St Mary's Footy Club. Been a very good player for a long period of time, has Kieran Parnell. Solid contributor. Kicks out long, looking for the ruckman out there. And the mark taken, and taken well out there by Braden Crosley for PINT. That'll be an interesting duel. Nice little chip forward. It's on the move nicely, and speaking of good movement, the mark taken, yes, it's juggled and taken out there. So PINT with an early opportunity here to have a first crack at goal, and good movement from the wing there, Nick. Yeah, setting that nicely inside forward 50. So the deliberate shot at goal here. Man on the mark about 40 to 45 out. Nice steady approach. This would be a perfect start for the PINT Football Club if this one would go through. It's going to make the distance. Yes, it is. And he's put it through the middle. That's a goal. So first shot at goal for the afternoon to PINT. Straight through the middle. And the goal kicker there, Hugo Timms for the Green Ants. And the players come to him. His first goal for this footy club. And a nice bit of play from PINT. Right from centre wing, the mark taken by the big man down there. And just beautiful setup, good skills, straight up into the forward line and no mistake.
Yeah, 1 minute of the game. No breeze here today. Normally it goes to the right of screen towards the airport end, but very, very little breeze at all. And said a very warm night and a bit of cloud around as well. Not expecting any rain, but of course, every time I say that, it does get a little bit up here at the top. Ed, we had a bit this week, so the ground will be nice and soft. This has always been used as a cricket ground as well, so in fabulous condition here at DXC Arena.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ground here. As you say, used for a lot of cricket. But now well and truly into the footy season. One down again there by Braden Crosley. Saints, however, take it out of the centre through Dylan Lant, the captain, chopped off at half back. So Pint looking assured at this stage. Little chip into the middle. Mark taken there by Jack Brown. Again, another short kick. Pressure on this time. Ball over the back. Tackle laid there at half forward. Ball spills. Dominic Grant laying a tackle there on the big man in Braden Crosley. And the umpire says, I will have it at half forward.
Umpire gave him a bit of leeway there. That tackle went just a little bit too long. I would have thought he did drive him to the ground after he got rid of the ball, but the umpires just let that one play through.
Crosley again dominant in the ruck at this stage. Chain of handballs. Cut off now. Parnell just intercepted beautifully. Long kick. Calder. May he get there? No, he won't. Almost to me. Yes, he does get there, Calder, on the second grab. Handball out to Dominic Grant. Ball flipped up to Hagan. Got it forward. Dylan Lant over the footy. Nice little shuffle up to Xavier Vallejo. Kick to a dangerous position. Almost the mark taken. Off hands. Back into the game is Moo. And he kicks from the goal square. Great crumb there from Kieran Moo. Dashes into the goal square and kicks Saints first. Perfect play from the little man.
Absolutely. Again, last week he just popped up for a couple as well, and that was very similar. They kicked a couple from right inside the goal square, and just the way the St Mary's moved the ball then, as you said, both sides looking really good, both with a goal on the board after 3 minutes of play, and St Mary's looked really good going forward then.
So both sides dangerous, Nick, once they get hold of the footy and get a little bit of control.
Yeah, one inside 50s apiece and 1 goal apiece. Pretty good way to start. Umpire about to throw it up.
Bit of cloud cover here this afternoon. Still very warm and humid though. Crosley again, this time down to Lant for St Mary's. Quick kick off. Hagan takes the footy, gets a handball away. On the run, Dewsbury. Little chip in ball. That's a really nice kick. Finds Jackson Braunthal. And he had a very good last quarter last week against the Tiwi Bombers. And Nick was one of those players that you talked about where he was one of the key runners in the second half last week.
Yeah, he certainly turned the ball around. They just needed something to fire themselves up in the second half. It was a very scrappy game, and Tiwi Bombers were going to stick with them all night until they, as I said, started running above the ground. And he was certainly one of the players last week, and expecting a fair bit out of him today. As he lines this one up and said, no real breeze. Anywhere towards the middle of the goal will do.
Kicks that poorly in the end, so off to the right, so a minor score as we see Jacob Long come on for his first run for Saints this season. Back into the team, so too Bo Tedcastle, a very classy player. Yet to see the best of Bo Tedcastle at this level. Pint now to bring the footy into play. They're going to come to the grandstand side. Contest here between Hagan and Jorgensen. High tackle, the call. Little chip inboard is off the mark. Good control there by Pint, however. Handball out to Short. Now the kick up to half forward to be taken there by Connolly. Under pressure from Lant. He's found a player all by himself inside 50. The mark taken. So again, good ball movement through the middle there by Pint. We've got some strong players going through there. And James Rowe, the man with the footy, finds himself 10 metres in from the boundary. And all of 40 metres to kick on goal.
Would have practiced this in this ground, of course. This is Pint's home ground. You aim this one towards the left post and just let it come back in. Comes in for the run-up.
James Rowe now kick on the way. Looked good off the boot initially, but didn't start it to the left.
No, he started right and it stayed right. That normally does it that end of the ground for both grounds here, this and TIO across the road. So even though the breeze isn't up at the moment, it just fades across the ground just slightly here from the golf course across the road.
So Parnell, the designated kicker, and after 6 minutes, it's 1-1 apiece. Long kick coming off the side of the boot just slightly. Players set themselves, ball belted forward. In fact, the mark taken and paid. Great mark there by Jacob Maloney. Goes into the dangerous spot. The Flyers are up, no mark taken. Off hands, Pint were there initially. Saints struggling to get the footy out here. Will Robinson taken in the tackle. And the umpire says, I will have it. The ball up in the corridor.
Had that a long time pretending to try and get rid of it. I think he never brought his head anywhere near the ball, but the umpires, again, give him the benefit of the doubt.
Braden Crosley, dangerous here. In fact, his teammate in crime goes up and has a crack at it. Ball spills. Lots of numbers around this. Pint on the outside. Good play there by Max Hagan coming through and pushing that ball out over the boundary line. Getting away from the danger momentarily. Boundary throw in now. Players setting themselves. And Saints trying to come out. Dewsbury had it initially. Now the kick on goal. Pressure on. Out of bounds on the full. That was a great effort. How he ever got clear there, I don't know.
Yeah, he got out of the pack and then he just had a dig at goals. I don't think he actually saw where they were. There was players all around him, but unfortunately he pushed it well wide and it's out of bounds on the full. And now we've got this rule where it wasn't a goal, so we've got to get the original ball back, even though we had another one, thanks to that kid behind the goals. I'll speak to Stu about that rule change.
Parnell again into play. Good kick on the outer wing. That's all Pint there, almost a mark there to Ethan Smith. Gets a handball forward. Cut off by Saints along halfback. Crosley there for Pint. Quick kick comes out of the contest. Belted forward again by Pint. Get it forward by any means is the call. Dylan Land took the footy, but a free kick was paid for a hold. So Pint again with the early intent here. Take the free kick on centre wing. James Rowe gets the ball moving quickly forward. No mark taken. So off hands deep in the pocket there. Seen over for a boundary throw in. So 8 minutes gone here. 2 shots at goal apiece. 1-1-7 the score. Players setting themselves. Benjamin Smythe up in ruck. Winning that one down. So Pint controlling the ruck contest at the moment. They get good numbers around the footy. Hodges with the handball. Comes out to Braunthal. Quick kick up centre wing. Off hands again close to the boundary. Attempted soccer there by Yaron. Again, Pint take the footy. High up and under. Punched away by Luke Davies. And out of bounds for another boundary throw in. So Pint with good intent here, Nick.
Absolutely. A couple of bagging balls forward, though, instead of looking for someone running on. They did it earlier in the game. I know we're only 13 minutes or so in, but that one there was just basically kick and hope down the wing instead of looking for somebody.
Boundary throw in. Crosley in front. Gets a little tap away. Pint take control of the footy again and in front, the mark taken. So the forward line working well at the moment. Bailey Fraunfelder taking that grab. Dead in front. So Pint with their third opportunity at goal here.
And as I said, that was a bit more deliberate. They looked up for somebody, lowered the eyes and picked him up as he was coming through. And he's lining it up for Pint's second goal of the game. After 9.5 minutes of the first quarter here at DXC Arena.
So Bailey Fraunfelder. Shoulder all strapped up, the left foot kick on the way. It's going to fall short. The Flyers are up, comes off hands. Dangerous in the goal square. Has it been socketed through? Taken through for the minor score. The ball handed over to Dylan Land. So Pint take the lead here, 1-2-8. By 1 point to St Mary's 1-1-7 at the 10-minute mark. So Land now jogs into play, little chip. Finds his teammate there in Nicholas Yaron. 2 experienced campaigners in this team. Looking for the outer wing. Gone there to the big man in Darren Walters, but outpointed by Crosley. That's a nice looking kick by Crosley, but cut off. Hodges in the right position. Chip sideways. A little bit of time and space for St Mary's here. Calder well down the ground from his goal square post as full forward. Looking for options. Call to play on it. In the end, has to go with the left boot, and that's a poor kick.
It's been out their far wing for a while now. They need to probably switch this ball across because all the bodies are on that side of the ground.
Kicks long down that space again. Comes off hands. The run through from James Rowe. Gathered that magnificently. Now the chip inboard. Dangerous space there. Punched away. Off hands again. Pint running in numbers. Will Robinson, the man on the spot. And the mark called. Perhaps fortunate. Little chip inboard. Looking for players out wide. He goes back to Will Robinson. So PINT pushing up beautifully here with their numbers. Now he comes to the commentary side and goes to Jack Lant. Found himself in a bit of space. Takes off. Good space, good space. Long down the wing. Running hard at it now, Patterson, supported by Nick Guerin. That's where the handball goes. Steps one way, palms off his opponent. Little chip inboard, finds Xavier Vallejo, called to play on. Goes with the long bomb at goal off the right boot. Xavier Vallejo through for a goal is the call by the umpire. Good play. And, Nick, they did on that occasion what you were urging PINT to do. They switched the play, and immediately it opened up for St Mary's.
Absolutely. They've been playing on that side of the wing for a while now, and then Dylan came off the bench then, came out and threw the interchange and was on his own, and from then on it set it up. And a bit of luck there for the goal scorer because the umpire called play on, so he didn't have to go back and think about it. He just did chip over the shoulder, and away it went for a goal. And St Mary's in front, 2-1-13, 1-2-8 to PINT. Played 12.5 minutes of the first quarter here at DXC Arena. And you're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season live on NT News and Community TV.
Darren Walters up in the ruck contest here for St Mary's. Smythe for PINT. One down by Walters, but PINT there through numbers. Xavier Vallejo dashes forward, however, takes the footy. That's a poor kick forward and cut off there for PINT by Curtis, Ryan Curtis. Chips it out wide. Vallejo putting on the pressure again. Ball spills. What's the call? Is incorrect disposal. So Xavier Vallejo, poor kick initially, butted up again quickly. Goes to the big man in Walters. Feigns the handball. Goes inboard and finds a teammate in Davies. So Saints patient here. Poor kick again into their forward 50. PINT with the numbers. Dominic Grant cuts that one off, gets a handball away to Yaron at half forward, high up and under now. Calder just trying to keep a little bit of space, couldn't do so. Vallejo there again, flips out a handball, goes to his teammate in Tedcastle, spins that one through. That's a brilliant kick. I said before he was a skillful player. There it is on show, his first touch back in the senior team, and from the pocket, what a kick that was from Bo Tedcastle.
Yeah, great one there for him, as you said, first time back in, gets his first touch and puts a major on the board, and a big one there, 3-1-19, 1-2-8 to PINT. PINT's really had control of this game in the first 10 minutes or so. For the last couple of minutes, a couple of shots forward, and St Mary's have hit the front pretty convincingly now by 11 points. PINT have gone inside 57 times, St Mary's 6 in this first up nearly 15 minutes of the first quarter.
A very even contest here. All of a sudden, as you say, two quick forays forward, and Xavier Vallejo had been instrumental in both of those. So getting his hands on the footy and using it well. From the middle now, a free kick. A free kick to St Mary's in the form of Jack Lant. So a little bit of ascendancy here for St Mary's. Long kick down to Calder, used the body well, took the mark. So another opportunity here for St Mary's, the big number 36. An opportunity here from right of centre.
One of the enigmas of local footy up here, this guy. He can kick for the hardest ones in the world and miss the easy ones, but pretty confident with him from this distance. Seems to kick better the further he's away from goal.
Kick on goal is off target. So a minor score. 3-2-20 St Mary's, 1-2-8 PINT. 15.5 gone here.
Went left there and just stayed it.
Brought back into play nicely by the Green Ants here. Two kicks and they're up to centre wing already. And then cut off nicely there by Max Hagan. Takes the mark confidently. Kicks out wide. That's a good kick out to the ball user in Dylan Lant. Long kick. And that's a poor use of the footy. Cut off down there by Jacob Maloney.
Yeah, I think he was expecting a couple of forwards to come into that spot and they moved away from it.
Goes with the barrel, if you don't mind. The big torp off the right boot and taken easily in the end down there. Kai Williamson goes out wide again. that wing. Certainly the side that's receiving most of the play at the moment. Jack Lant takes the mark. Close to the boundary out there. Now a long kick again, looking for Calder. And over the boundary, but the free kick to Calder for the chop. So Calder's going to have another opportunity. Another opportunity from a difficult angle, Nick, and as you say, exactly where he likes it.
This is exactly where he likes it. He was a bit like Peter Sumich, this guy. He's directly in front, forget about it. But out the boundary in the middle of nowhere, he's got every chance to put this one through.
Pint with lots of numbers back here, trying to cut off any lead possible. You see Calder just looking around momentarily, committed now to the kick. On its way. Long kick. Good kick. Through for a goal from Jackson Calder from the boundary. Well called by Nick Danks. That is brilliant. What a shot at goal. So Jackson Calder with his first for the afternoon. And St Mary's move on to 4-2-26. Pint 1-2-8, 17 and a half gone. And just the last few minutes, really, Nick, St Mary's have really taken control as it looked all Pint for the first 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Pint were in control. I'm thinking about, as you said, first 5 or 6 minutes, it was all Pint. And I thought, oh, hang on, this could get a bit nasty. But expecting it to be the other way around, I thought Pint would be on about 27, 28 points and St Mary's would be struggling for a goal. But when you got Jackson Calder out there, he's got, of course, he's a partner out there to help him this year. And he just looks a lot more relaxed than he did last week as well. All the pressure's not on him to kick him. And when he hasn't got the pressure on him, he just does really well. So with just over 5 minutes to go this quarter, you think St Mary's taking control?
Oh, speaking of control, Braden Crosley out of the middle for Pint. That's a really good win. Gets it forward. Defence goes to work now for the green and gold. Handball out to Dominic Grant, running through half-back. Little chip off the right boot. Falls there to Brown. Handballs immediately up to Rowe, who's been everywhere in this first quarter. Chip inboard, and that's, again, the Pint forward line. When they get it forward, they use it really, really nicely. Mark taken there by Jai Barry. Doesn't look confident initially. But with Saints and numbers back, Nick, looks like he's going to commit to the shot here.
Yeah, he didn't look confident. This might be right on his range, this one here. So a couple of big guys gone back onto the goal line.
Interchanges for both clubs working hard here. And here he goes. Jai Barry. Big, long kick. Gee, he had the distance beautifully, but just to the right-hand side. So 139 Pint. St Mary's 4-2-26. 19 minutes gone. Been a good first quarter by both teams. Dylan Lant now to bring the footy back into play. Goes with the right boot. Don't really think that's what he was after. Calder all the way down at half-back, takes the footy. Handball out of trouble. Back to Braunthal. He gets it away there to Will Robinson. Mark almost taken out there by Luke Patterson. And the ball seen out of bounds by the Pint defence. Quick ball movement again by St Mary's, sees them at half forward for the boundary throw-in.
So Mary's got a lot of players free on this side of the ground. They're just staying onto that side there. I think they do it on purpose to keep away from you and me, but they've certainly got a lot of bodies on this side, and a couple of times they've switched it, they've broken through.
Crosley again winning that down from the ruck contest, only as far as Dylan Lant. Has to go with the right boot again, the high up and under. And the mark nicely taken down there by Jacob Maloney. He's playing a good role in defence for his team. Again, sticks to the wing, goes to the big man, comes off hands. This time, Saints with those players in the clear. Walters, the big man, only just came onto the ground. Got himself a little bit of time and space and kicks it poorly. So there has been some poor usage by both teams. Jack Brown taking the mark nicely at half-back there. Just flares out wide, goes to Crosley, who's been dangerous. That kick is poor too. Braunthal picks it up nicely. Gets it forward, goes to the run of Yaron, and he just keeps on running in the pocket. Kicks it to a dangerous position. Calder's there. Takes the mark on the chest. The captain for Pint, Brad Ryan, is his opponent. He's going to have a very, very busy afternoon, if that's any indication. So Calder, just ticking into time on here at DXC Arena, is going to go back and have a crack at his second.
He's already at a sider from here. This is the one he pushed to the left. So let's see if he can fix that problem. He knows how to kick him from the boundaries. From around this area is where he just on the 50. As I said, he pushed the other one right to the middle of the left-hand point post.
In he comes, kick on the way, and that one there is off harshly to the right-hand side. So the two easy ones, 2 points. The most difficult kick of the afternoon, straight through the middle. So 4-3-27 plays 1-3-9, 21 gone.
He tried to correct the previous kick and he pushed it too far to the right. He does look a bit do that occasionally, and back to back.
Pint now bringing the ball through. Murphy short. Long kick. Dominic Grant belted that one forward. Pint's front and centre was really good. Worked their way up through centre wing. Have numbers initially. Dewsbury had it, lost it. Goes to Dominic Grant. Steps his way through trouble really nicely there. Up towards half forward. Punched away by Ted Castle. Off hands. Comes to Ryan. The high up and under. Kobe Hodges is there. Had it momentarily. Lost it. Crosley takes it. Is tackled. Up into the middle of the ground. Contest here. This is important. Comes to the back of the pack. Taken there by Parnell. Lost it. Players going in hard here. Saints come away with it almost. Pint have possession. The ball dropped in the tackle. Hagan puts his body in strongly. Tackle laid. Ball spills. Tackle laid again. Well done by Luke Davies just to stop it up. Moo came through strongly. Bronthal over the footy. Now the handball forward. Hagan's there. So too Schwarzenberg. They get it forward to Pint. Timms. Handball forward into the goal square. That's a super team goal. Benjamin Smythe kicks it for Pint. That is a wonderful, wonderful team goal.
Yeah, it looked like a rugby ball there for a moment. It was just couldn't come out of the pack, but Pint eventually got some room there and knocked it through. 2-3-15 to 4-3-27.
Well, that was an important goal, Nick.
Yeah.
Very, very close to quarter time here. If they'd gone in at 4-1 or even 5-1 down, it looks really ugly. 2 goals the margin here.
No real breeze here at the DXC Arena.
The big man in the middle, Braden Crosley. Geez, been impressive so far for Pint. They settle again here. Frenetic pace from that contest, leading to that great goal. Again, Crosley wins it down, and they'll take it out of the middle again, the Green Ants. Do they have another one in them here before quarter time? Ball spills, it's off hands. Handball forward comes to Griffin. He handballs into space. That's just too easy. McKimmie kicks on goal and puts it through. All of a sudden, Pint right back in this first quarter, and that was just a little bit too easy.
Yeah, far too easy there. A couple of quick goals in under a minute there for Pint. 3-3-21 to 4-3-27. As you said, you thought to be a goal in this earlier on, and we're right on it, and that's right on the siren. He's kicked that. It's not even got time to come back. Or is it going through? No, it was the siren's gone off. So we've missed that. We'll be back with you shortly here at DXC Arena.
"29 years today."
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
Are you ready to beat the coach?
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot in this thing. This for my city, yeah, this for my team.
Play now at supercoach.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Top End Footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're in the front!
This is our game, our way. Top End Footy. Nothing comes close.
Welcome back to DXC Arena for round 5 of Men's Premier League. Pint versus St Mary's. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner this afternoon. Dom McCormack. Dom, thoughts on the first quarter?
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Exactly what I expected, Nick. Frenetic footy, one end to the other. Initially Pint dominant, then Saints, then Pint again, and consequently we've got a one-kick ball game. Fantastic.
Yep, other games in this round last night. Nightcliff Tigers defeated Palmerston Magpies by 88 points. And today over on Tiwi Island, the Bombers defeated the Buffs by 55. We do have another game later tonight, 6:30 at Gardens Oval. Waratah and Wanderers. Inside 50s that quarter. Pint did 11, St Mary's 13, and really it was one side a little bit there for a while early in the quarter, and then St Mary's took over and then Pint fall back, and we've got a 6-point game here going into the second quarter. I didn't ask you at the start of the game, but you've got a 6-point lead for St Mary's. Who were you fancying today, Tom?
Look, simply because of their results against Southern District, I'd be fancying Saints, but again, only by the kick.
Yeah, I just like Pint at the home ground for some reason. I've watched them a lot of time play this ground, and they do come on in the second half, so interested to see what happens there. But we're about to ball it up again, and we're back underway.
Big men underway here. One down that occasion by Walters. Dylan Lant with a quick kick from the middle. On the non-preferred, Hagan goes up high trying to spoil, but that's a nice mark taken back there. Steady down there, Jorgensen. High up and under into the middle of the ground. Up they go. Robinson punches that one away, but favoured Pint, and off they go running again. Hagan takes the footy. Tried to sweep it through traffic and couldn't. Off hands goes to Rowe. Quick kick. Does he have the bounce? He doesn't. Again, quick play though, and their sweeping wave forward, Nick, just fantastic.
Yeah, they're running well, Pint is. One thing I have noticed is the umpires have let them play today. There's been a couple ones in previous rounds they would have pinged them up for free kicks. They must have had a bit of a discussion about the speed of this game, and you could count the free kicks on one hand at the moment.
Parnell bursting out from defence, as he often does. Long kick down towards Calder. Used his body really well, takes the grab. Gee, he's working hard, isn't he, down into that space. Kicks beautifully to Braunful. He's got players out wide. He chooses not to go that way. Goes straight down the middle and finds Yaron in the clear. Again, Pint's work back in defence is fantastic. Comes out strongly, does Hagan. Couldn't take the grab. Moo laying the tackle. Trying to pat it away there. The Saints, and they couldn't do it. Brown got a handball away, cut off by Lant. Another little chip and goes to Calder. He did go to him, but cut off magnificently by Murphy. Short. Read that really well. Dylan Lant being forced to kick on the right boot a lot today. Ball comes out the back and Luke Davies can't handle, so it goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw in here at centre wing, DXC Arena.
The mark there by Short saved a goal because they had another guy free in the goal square, so Mary's did. So once he had taken that mark, he was either going to chip it over the top or take a shot. So great defensive mark by Short.
I think you're right, Nick. There's so much running happening in the early stages of this game. Last quarter will be fascinating.
Yes. It's a warm day here. Sun's going down. Lights will come on in the second half.
Walters winning that one down from the ruck contest. Crosley palmed off his opponent in the face. Consequently, a free kick comes to Land. His kick on this occasion poor. Spills to the back and goes to Short. Handballed out wide. Now the long kick up centre wing. Walters punching this one away. Saints sweeping the footy backwards. Now the long kick forwards. Again call to the target. Off hands first there, Pint. Tackle laid by Yaron. I'm impressed with the work rate from the Pint defenders, and they're certainly having to work at the moment, Nick.
Yeah, having a tough time down there, which you always do against St Mary's, this champion side and club.
Comes away from the ruck contest. Calder couldn't get a kick away. Little handball comes to Hagan. The high up and under sets it up into the goal square. Patterson's there, couldn't take the grab. Handballed through. And the minor score will count. So 1 point on the board for St Mary's. 4-4-28 plays 3-4-22. Pint try and bring the ball back out quickly. Again, that chipping play. Jorgensen with ball in hand goes to centre half back, finds Schwarzenberg. This time out wide, looking for space, finds Rowe, who's been one of their best. Good run through the middle from Pint. Out wide here, Shot, the vice captain, takes the mark on the chest and says, I'm going to go back and have a crack at this. Dominic Grant, the man on the mark.
Another one just came straight off the interchange bench onto this other side of the ground, which for some reason they've decided not to use, but every time they have, it's opened the game up a bit. So maybe a bit of a chat at half-time from both sides to try and spread this ball around the ground a bit more than down that far side.
So Thomas Shot, he's got the proverbial cricket run up here. This, of course, is a wonderful cricket ground. Dominic Grant working the mark. Kick on its way. That's a beautiful looking long kick. So first goal for the second quarter goes to Thomas Shot, and Pint, they find themselves all squared up here. 4-4-28 apiece. 4 minutes down in the second quarter.
Yeah, he took a big long run up there, but he certainly got it. You know when it's a goal, the goal umpire didn't even move then, apart from to tilt his head back to watch it go over the top. And here we are, about just on 4 and a bit minutes into the game, and the second half, and it's all tied up. 4-4-28, as you said. Looking good both sides, but it's just got a feeling Pint are just running just a little bit better at the moment.
Got a lot of ball carriers through the middle. A lot of support when they go into defence. So their game style is pretty clear, and it's working pretty well. So 5 minutes down in this, the second quarter. Scores all tied up here. Crosley doing beautifully in the ruck, straight down to his mate there in Stevens. Up through half forward. First there will be Robinson for St Mary's. Tried to burst his way through. Got the handball there. Lant took it. Was tackled. Lost the footy. Now the kick forward. Into space. Spoil needed. Hagan will come from the back. Socket away. Was cut off. Dominic Grant tries to clear some space. Put the pressure on. Ball handballed up to Max Hagan. Now the long kick. No mark taken. Comes off hands. Hagan there again. This time Michael. Through the middle, Dylan Lant took the footy, handball forward, picked up by Yaron. Has a player in the clear in Jack Lant. Kick missed him. On the second bounce he gathers, palms off an opponent. Now the long kick into space. Looking for Braunful. Just cleared a little bit of space behind himself. Pushed it to his advantage initially. Great pressure coming here from Pint. Going to ground was Curtis Ryan. And the umpire says, I will have it.
Again, the umpire showing benefit of the doubt because he pulled that one back under as he went down on the wing. But umpire decided to ball it up.
Big men go at it. Handball comes out. Lant up towards Michael Hagan. Managed to get the ball forward. Comes to Xavier Vallejo. Handballs to his own advantage. Goes back in and collects. Takes the footy. Kicks on goal. And kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, hit the outside of the boot then instead of the inside of the boot. And been a big open goal in front of him. And that does happen on the run. And put it out of bounds on the fall, and somebody's going to chase that ball.
Deserve better than that. It's actually not often you see a player handball to his own advantage and able to collect and have a shot. So Xavier Vallejo in this game had a good first quarter. I'd like to put together another one here and build some consistency into his season. Long kick now towards this grandstand side. Off hands. Tackle laid. Ball held up. And the umpires, as they have done all afternoon, called to himself. Player on the ground there, Bradley Gedgie. Ball tossed high again. Crosley beaten forward on this occasion by Walters. Socket away by Vallejo. No mark taken. Ball taken by Griffin initially. Tackle laid. Dewsbury got a handball out. Vallejo there again and dangerous. Brought to ground. Pints defence working really nicely. Handball into space. Handball back here goes to Crosley. Close to the boundary line. He gathers, does the big man. He's held up. He's dropped the footy. The umpire says play on, and they do. Ball kept in. Socket away by Lant. And it's all Pint back there. Ethan Smith set up nicely. Now they kick forward, and they are on the move here, Pint. Handballing through the middle. Comes to DeMail. Pressure coming. Will Robinson put the body in, but it came to Smythe. Kicked forward, and the mark taken. So right from the depths of defence, the Pint Footy Club are taking it now for a shot at goal, and the ball in the hand of Hugo Timms.
Yeah, the umpires gave the benefit of the doubt to the big fella there. He did drop it all the way, but it's a long way down to pick it back up again, and umpires gave him the benefit of the doubt because it came out of the pack pretty quickly. But Pint have an opportunity now to kick 4 in a row.
Indeed. Just asserting a little bit of dominance here. So Hugo Timms kicked a goal in the first quarter. Opportunity now for his second. Right boot kick on its way. Through the middle, umpire does not move, so Hugo Timms kicks his second for the afternoon, and more importantly, Pint take the lead early stages of this second quarter.
Yeah, as I said, that's the 4th goal in a row for Pint. They kicked 2 towards the end of the second quarter, and the only 2 goals kicked in this quarter.
So just waiting for confirmation from the umpires here. Not sure what the goal umpire's really waiting for. Finally, he's actually given the signal. So 5-4-34 Pint to St Mary's 4-4-28. 9 minutes gone in the second quarter, and we have a game on here.
Yeah, he took a while then. The goal umpire signalled that pretty much straight away. Then it went over his head straight through, but maybe he was just looking for a push off the ball or something. And the field umpires had a chat and gave the all clear. We've got the ball back in the middle. Coming up to the 10-minute mark of the second quarter here at DXC Arena. Pint versus St Mary's. Pint leading by that single goal.
They've played well, Pint. They've looked dominant for the last 4 goals. When there's been hard ball to win, they have won it. Crosley winning that one down easily. Will Robinson went in hard. So too, however, Rowe, and out they come again. Kick forward comes from Stevens. No mark taken. Ball spills. Comes here to Kent. Dangerous here. Brought down in the tackle. Lost the footy, did Kent, but he went back in and laid a brilliant tackle. That's literally a goal-saving tackle. So Tyson Kent to bring the ball back into play.
Yeah, point not paid then. It was a free kick.
It was a free kick. So Parnell, chip out wide. Good kick. Finds Matthew Fleming. Deep in the right back pocket here at DXC Arena. Humid afternoon. Goes straight down the line. Players wrestling away here. Front and centre, Nick Yarran had it, lost it. Vallejo had it, lost it, and then was taken high. So he will take the free kick here, Xavier Vallejo.
I said one of the few free kicks today, but that was all over it. He did take him pretty high there when he went down for the ball.
Long kick again down the line. Target out here, Calder. Got 2 hands to it. Taken by Dewsbury. Needs to get rid of the footy. He does. Fortuitously into the hands of Dylan Lant. Goes again with the right boot. Hagan with the high flyer. Couldn't take it. Bo Tedcastle gets it. Creates a bit of time and space for himself. Goes to Robinson. Out the back to Grant. Went for the little chip. Was cut off initially. Out to Tedcastle again. Keeps possession of the footy. Poor handball back to Grant. Cut off now by Ryan. He's held up, and how will the umpire see this? You had an opportunity, you didn't get rid of it. So free kick goes to Grant. Saints looking to move the ball quickly. Grant, that's a poor kick off the right boot. Cut off immediately there by Thomas Schott, and he is away. So some opportunities being burnt here by St Mary's. PINT now working it around that outside wing again into the hands of Archie Stevens. Handballs poorly to a teammate. Almost cut off there by Kent. They tidy up nicely. And Dominic Grant has just run straight over the mark there. I think he believed his opponent was playing on, and the umpire has paid 50. So another opportunity for PINT here to go and have a shot at goal. Josh DeMail, the man with the ball. And he will have a shot from 40 metres out.
It's the first 50-metre penalty of the game. And PINT aiming for 5 in a row here.
Just their defence, their work back in defence has been superb. DeMail, he started that right and it stayed right. So 1 point added to the scoreboard for PINT. 5-5-35, plays 4-4-28. 8 scoring shots to 10 in favour of PINT at the 12.5-minute mark. Parnell again to bring the ball back into play. And again they will go to the outer side. Will Robinson is the man he's looking for. He's held out of the contest. Spillage comes down here to Kai Williamson, close to the boundary line. Still managing to paddle the ball forward. Good play. Lant tried to soccer the ball forward. PINT defenders diving on the footy. Working hard down there is Thomas Schott, the vice-captain for PINT, over the footy, but the umpire says, I will have it, and they'll ball it up again. Just forward of centre. Well done there by Kai Williamson. Valuable meterage for his team. Ball tossed high. One down by Robinson. Yaron on the chase. Hodge in there. Ball belted away. Came to Williamson. Got it forward, but again, the defenders are the ones who are in front. PINT's defensive unit playing really well, and this time they go to the outer side. On the run. Ryan. Handballs to a teammate. Chip forward, and look at the numbers here for PINT. The kick just has to sit. And the boundary umpire says that was out. He was right on the spot. Jed Connolly tried ever so hard to keep the footy in, but a boundary throw in their left forward pocket.
Yeah, it was the right idea. They had a lot of runners free if that ball had got to him, and had 2 more in the inside 50. He could have chipped it across to as well.
Boundary throw in now. Smythe up against Robinson. Came down initially to Rowe. Cut off. PINT here in numbers. Ball bobbling around there. And the umpire says, I will have it. Good pressure again from PINT. Saints just can't get clean footy out of their defence. Looks very different when PINT take it out of their defence. Will Robinson there up high. Kieran Parnell in well. And he will take the free kick. Could hear the call from the boundary there to switch, and that's what they do. Go to Jack Lant. Little chip. Well held there by Dewsbury. Gee. If he hadn't got a touch on that, that was out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, made it hard for him. He did well to recover there.
Dewsbury goes long and smacked in the head there was Luke Patterson, who kicked the 7 goals last week against Tiwi. He's found it much, much harder here this afternoon. Now kicking forward. Long. Pack setting down there. Calder's there. No mark taken. And again, the PINT defence just goes to work. They look so good down there. They're in control. Parnell got a touch to it. Speedster comes through here in the form of DeMail. Forward goes the footy. The big man's there in Crosley. Couldn't take the mark. Hagan in pursuit. Just creates himself a little bit of time and space. Goes out wide here for Kent. He's taken in the tackle. That's brilliantly done. The pressure always on. And Jai Barry stuck to the task and stuck the tackle.
Easiest hold of the ball decision any umpire ever make that one. He got him both hands and he dropped the ball to go with it as well.
Up inside 50 now. The target down there was Hugo Timms. Couldn't find him. And a boundary throw in. So Saints momentarily out and then straight back in again.
7 points in at 5-5-35 to 4-4-28. Just over 16 minutes gone in this second quarter at DXC Arena.
Boundary throw-in's a good one. Comes to the back of the pack. Jack Lant there. Handball's out wide. Goes to that man in Kent. Long kick down centre wing. No mark taken. Calder 2-on-1. And his opponent in Brad Ryan, the captain, just sees that one out of bounds for another boundary throw-in. And well, he might too. They've got ruck dominance and centre dominance at the moment. Doing extremely well. Their running power on show. "17 minutes down in this second quarter. Running to the front there was Smythe up against Walters. And again at ground level, Pint dominant. Xavier Vallejo laying the tackle there on Jack Brown. Umpire says, I will have it. One down by Walters. Gets it out to Grant. Little handball was cheeky. Cut off by Pint. Comes back. Jack Lant. Kicks out wide. Says to Kieran Parnell, here, take this. Bounce sets up perfectly for him. Big, long kick up into forward 50. Calder with the wrestle. Front and centre, Ted Castle taken in the tackle. They strip him of the ball. Short has the footy. They take him in the tackle. Well done again, the Pint defence.
Yeah, Short's having a great game out there. Sorry, having a beauty.
Tossed high again. Comes down to Calder. Almost went the kick. Fired it backwards to Jacob Long. Now he creates a bit of space for himself. Kicks on goal and puts it through for a minor score.
Just to the right-hand post there.
Oh, they were celebrating. They thought it was on.
Now, the goal umpire was right on that one, right against the post when it went through. It was a very confident decision, so well done by the goal umpire there.
Murphy short to bring the footy back into play. Robinson, the high fly, went a bit early. Comes off hands. Little kick backwards. Moo, handballs to Lant. Got himself out there to Braunthal. He kicks backwards. They just can't find system going inside forward 50, and that's saying something when you've got Calder and Patterson down there. That's a lovely delivery by Davies out there. Now Jacob Long, normally a good ball user. On the fly there was Patterson.
He was taking those ones last week.
Comes out the back and goes to James Rowe. They just look composed in defence. Patterson again putting the contest on the ball out of bounds, but Pint to be extremely happy with that. 18, almost 19 minutes gone here in this second quarter.
Yeah, Patterson just not getting the run of the ball that he got last week, and as I said, he would have taken that mark against Tiwi Bombers.
Big men again, Crosley and Walters. Comes down to Lant. He's trying his hardest, and Patterson beaten for it again here. Mark taken by Jacob Maloney. Their defence has just been so strong. Up to centre wing. Scrimmage again. Ball kept in initially. Bobbling around, handball comes out, and as soon as it does, Pint are the ones with the runners, cut off momentarily there. Lant off on the left boot. No one really there for Saints, so Pint got the numbers and the time. Well done by Jorgensen. And his team finds space. Chip out wide. No mark taken. Good pressure came there from Williamson. Gets it out to Dominic Grant. Centre wing. Kicks up high. Moo. It's the tall against the short. Ball comes to Yaron. Flipped it away. There was nobody there. Drilling pass. Comes in short to Smythe. Smythe looking for a runner. Eventually has to go with the kick. And the high hit there from Grant on Smythe. There'll be a free kick downfield.
Yeah, you could hear that one from it's just in front of us, and that was a big hit off the ball. Umpire's just having a thing. It was a shoulder charge.
Kick forward. Nice mark taken inside, attacking 50 here. So Pint are the ones who are taking the running of this game. James Rowe, this man had a terrific first quarter. He's butted up again in the second, and now an opportunity to put Pint's 6th goal on the board. It's been hard going in this quarter. Saints have kicked 1 goal 2. Pint have kicked 1 goal 2. In fact, 2 goals 2.
2-2, yeah.
2-2 to 1-2. In fact, St Mary's haven't kicked a goal yet in this quarter, so it's 2 goals to 0. My apologies. James Rowe here with an opportunity to make that 3 goals to 0. Oh, it's a good-looking kick initially. Started it right. Will it fall short? It does. Belted through for the minor score. He's not happy. So 5-6, 36. Plays 4-5, 29. Saints with the 2 points only. And Pint now 2 goals 3 in the quarter. And there is the siren for half-time in this game.
Yeah, 7 points in it. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season live on NT News and Community TV. We'll be back with you the second half shortly.
We're for being in it together. Like Danny's team. She'll be captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
Are you ready to beat the coach?
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot in this clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team.
Play now at supercoach.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, up. Bring it back, bring it back.
Top End footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of Territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're into front!
This is our game, our way. Top End footy. Nothing comes close.
Welcome back to DXC Arena for round 5 of the Men's Premier League, Pint versus St Mary's. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner this evening, Dom McCormack. And Dom, thoughts on the first half? Nearly got my teeth working. How's it going?
Well, look, certainly that second quarter, Nick, all Pint. They were just fantastic. And when Saints did manage to get the ball forward, it's been their dominant back six that's really set it up for them. They've been able to repel every attack in that second quarter, get it forward, often through the middle, and then when they do get it forward, it's forward fast. And so their forward 50s had lots of space to work into.
Yeah, absolutely. The back six for Pint have been outstanding. It's been 27 inside 50 for St Mary's and 22 for Pint. And Pint just taken their opportunities, 5-6 to 36. Pint have kicked the last 4 goals in a row. St Mary's haven't scored a goal till about the 10th minute mark of the first quarter. Scored a couple of points in that quarter, and that was it. A couple of other games on today. Nightcliff Tigers defeated Palmerston yesterday for 88 points. And today over on Tiwi, the Bombers defeated the Buffaloes by 55 points. And about to start about 20 minutes' time at Gardens Oval, Waratah will take on Wanderers for round 5 of the Men's Premier League. We're at DXC Arena. You're watching the AFL-NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season live on the NT News and Community TV. The umpires are certainly let them play today, Dom.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? They've just let the footy go, which is good. Both teams really going at it hard. A lot at stake. I think this is the two teams you're seeing playing at the moment. These are the teams playing for second and third this season, I would think, at this stage.
Oh, I think absolutely. I was going to say to you, I think we're getting ready to watch after round 5 to watch the two final sides into it. These have been outstanding. They both gave some Southern Districts a bit of a run. 12 points and 20-odd points was difference. And in the end, last week, the Pint were right in that game until just towards the end when Southern Districts kicked away. So interesting to see what's going to happen. What are your thoughts going to happen here in the second half?
Well, look, Saints really need to build their intensity, and they also need to get that ball moving forward into their forward 50 quickly. That's very difficult to do because Braden Crosley, the ruckman for Pint, has been so dominant. It's been very difficult for them to get their hands on the footy in the midfield and then get it forward with any sort of pace, any direction towards Calder or Patterson.
And speaking of those two, last week Patterson was outstanding, obviously, kicked a bucket, and he today's just been cut right out of it. But then on top of it all, they've been focused on Jackson Calder. He's had 3 shots, kicked 1 fabulous goal and a couple of points, but he's just been the main focus, back to a bit like they played last season a couple of times. So maybe there's a change there where Calder goes back to centre-half forward and gives Patterson a bit of a run in at full forward.
Yeah, potentially.
But the other thing they did, St Mary's didn't go in at half-time. He kept them on the ground. Did Anthony Vallejo, and I think they've decided to stay out there in this warm weather.
Yeah, I wouldn't be looking at that too much into that really. Often the change rooms here can be pretty still, pretty warm.
Yep.
So they might just stay out just for the fresh air and the coolness. Got a bit of shade here from the stands, and it's beautiful conditions here now. Great looking ground, still pretty warm and humid, of course, but often a bit breezier out than in.
So the home ground advantage for the change rooms, you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. But look, Pint certainly playing good footy here. Saints just have to work their way out inside that attacking 50. They've got some excellent players there. They just need to work out how they're getting the ball in and then really trying to pinpoint players on the lead and doing it quickly. You see Pint, when they go forward, there's just so much time and space for them.
And you're right, a couple of the big names have been for St Mary's. They've had a couple of touches, but not really gone through the roof today. I mean, Jack Lance had a couple, nothing to really speak of. And then you've got Davies and Grant. There's been, as I said, a few of them out there. There's just not getting enough touches. And let's see what happens here in the second half. But they were outstanding in the second half last week. St Mary's were. So looking forward to this as we get ready for the ball up here at DXC Arena.
Play underway here for the third quarter. Crosley again just out muscles Walters. Saints get the ball forward. Handball comes out quickly. Kieran Parnell just tries to soccer that one away. Walters does the same. Takes possession. No, he doesn't. Handball comes out and Pint into the clear already. Here they are up inside their attacking 50 already. Ball thumped away. Handball. Players in space here. Can Timms get hold of it? No, he can't. Dangerous play from Saints. Kieran Parnell does beautifully. Handball out wide to Dominic Grant. Has a player. on the lead here for him in Yarran. Ball thumped away from him. He just made sure that his opponent didn't take the footy there and wins his team a boundary throw-in. But, Nick, instantly under pressure are the back six for St Mary's.
Yeah, it didn't change from the end of the second quarter there. Pint was straight into it. Did have another opportunity then to chip the ball out a bit shorter there for St Mary's, but decided to kick to a contest as the ball's back in play.
Crossley just bats that one down to his opponent in Walters. Tried to farm it off to Vallejo. Again, here they go. Their midfielders have just been so damaging. Handball out to Brown. Then on the lead, Hagan did really well. Parnell comes in, gets the ball close to the boundary, takes it, tackles, he's over. Boundary throw in from that right forward pocket. And a little bit of concern momentarily there. But everybody's up and about, so that's good. So Pint straight into attack, pressure on. It's their running power that's causing problems when the ball's in this position. Back six are beautifully set. Midfielders working powerfully. Robinson won that one back into the corridor, not where they wanted it, the Saints. Pint released by hand. Jack Lant takes the footy, goes backwards. Now the long kick to get the footy out of trouble. Yarran couldn't take it. Vallejo does. A little bit of pace is good. Kicking now up towards Patterson. He's pushed into the footy, takes the footy. Who does he have to give it to? There's no one there, so he kicks long and says, here, Tedcastle, chase this. He and Ryan in a race for the footy. Ryan just paddles it forward and paddles it out of bounds, and the umpire pings him straight away. Yeah. That was as obvious as. So Bo Tedcastle to take this footy in the right forward pocket for St Mary's. He's an extremely skillful player. His first goal, his only goal thus far, was absolutely brilliant from this pocket. Now looking to step out on the left boot. Snaps on goal and misses. So the build-up was good. One behind onto the board.
Patterson then did what we wanted to ask him to do there at half-time. Come out in a lead, but unfortunately he took that ball, had not a single person to kick to. Just kicked to the paddock, and then luck was a fortune. Short brings the ball into play, goes to Ryan. They work the ball up to centre wing now, and Jai Barry takes the mark. Little dinky left footer, off to Rowe. Handball, look at them, they're running in the clear. Pint now, up into forward 50, and again, just too much time and space. Working it up to their attacking 50 very easily. Now into the corridor. Xavier Vallejo charged at the footy, cut it off initially. Dominic Grant with the thump out. Coming in strongly now, Jorgensen. Loses the footy. Jack Lant takes it. Kicks to nobody. No one was looking back there. They didn't expect it to come. Short. Handballs off to the run of Maloney. Again, the easy get out the centre wing. Long kick. Up on the lead. No mark taken. Hagan. Away by hand to Robinson. Back to Parnell. Looking to work the opposite side now. Asking Xavier Vallejo to run for the footy, and he does. Taps it to his own advantage. Back to Grant. Pint just working really hard and really well here. That's a poor kick, cut off straight away by Jorgensen. And immediately, Pint on the move. Brown. Little chip on the bounce. Back to Brown. Kick into a dangerous position. Thumped away. Again, Stevens into the action. Snap on goal. Lands in the pocket. Slapped away by Hagan. And the umpire says that was deliberate. He had to be talked into that, the umpire, yeah,
and he was. I didn't think he was going to play that initially. Then he did.
I don't think he did, and then he got asked him a couple of questions, and then the hometown advantage said, we'll give it to you.
I think he looked at the boundary umpire, and the boundary umpire gave him the nod. Yep. Said the intent was there. So good work between the umpires. So Bailey Fraunfelder. A difficult shot. Doesn't take the shot. Goes to the big man. That's poor marking. That is not something that we've seen from the Pint defence, but leaving the big man in Braden Crossley, who's been so dangerous, standing there by himself in the corridor.
He's a bit hard to miss, isn't he? He's a big unit, and he's just stood there by himself. I haven't seen a side run on St Mary's like this for a long, long time. They're just beating them on the ground at the moment.
Crossley with the shot on goal, and he has put that one through the middle, the big man. He kicks his first, and Pint kicked the first of the third quarter. That is now 5 in a row in this game. And they move on to 6-6-42. St Mary's 4-6-30, almost 6 minutes down in the third.
St Mary's led by 6 points in the first quarter. Went in at half-time, 7 points. Pint were leading. And here we are now, 2 goals clear for Pint, 6-6-42. We said 4-6-30. And St Mary's haven't scored a goal since early on in the first quarter. They actually only kicked 3 points since quarter time. St Mary's have.
So the margin, only 12 points. It feels like more. With Pint's dominance at this stage, feels like much more from the middle again. Pint take it away. Handball comes out to Connolly, half forward. Kicks up towards a teammate in Frauenfelder again. Goes by hand. Again, another handball. Players in space everywhere here. DeMail close to the boundary, takes the footy and he's called out of bounds before he gets his kick away. But just players, the running power of Pint through their midfield, getting players in the clear is really hurting Saints.
As I said at the start of the game, interested to see how Pint run this game out, and they've done really well straight away. 8 inside 50s to 1 this quarter.
Boundary throw-in's a good one as the lights begin to take effect here. Smythe went up in that ruck contest essentially by himself, takes the footy out, can't get it to a teammate cleanly. Midfielders go to work, tackle laid. Kobe Hodges tries to get a handball away, cut off straight away by James Rowe. Snaps on goal and puts it through. Well, it's all happening here and it's all happening for Pint, playing some brilliant footy. Their ruckmen are dominant, their midfielders are dominant, their defence is dominant, and when that happens, you generally get in front. They are in front by 3 goals, 7-6-48 to 4-6-30.
Oh yeah, like I said before, I haven't seen Pint or St Mary's have a side run against them like this for a long time. This first 7.5 minutes of this quarter, Pint have just been absolutely dominant and deserve this lead, probably even a bigger one, to be honest. St Mary's probably going to have to shuffle some magnets around and try something a little bit different because it is now 9 inside 50s to 1 this quarter.
9-1 already. We're 8 minutes in. Will Robinson up in the ruck, and he won that down decisively, but Pint looked like they might still take it out of the middle. Tackle laid, handball from Vallejo to Lant, steps his way through beautifully, runs to centre half forward, kicks long, and that is stopped almost. Handball comes in, Hagan couldn't take it, Calder did, got it back to Hagan, snaps on goal, comes off the side of the boot. Has it gone through? No, it has not. Good play, some good hands, the kick off target. Another minor score on the board, and Pint will come out and clear easily here. The kick, a good one out to Ryan. Kicks long, another player almost in the clear. Kent went for it, players go to ground. In the contest was Barry, got it out up to centre half forward. Frauenfelder's there, and he is bumped away from the footy. Play on advantage is the call. Ball in the hands of Dylan Land. Again, he runs to centre half forward. Again, he has a long crack on goal. This time, puts it through the middle, does Dylan Land. And you can thank Jackson Braunthal for that. Attack on the footy, got it into the clear, and Saints finally break Pint's run of goals and put one on the board for themselves. They move to 5-7-37. Pint 7-6-48, 9 down in the third.
Yeah, there wasn't much in that incident there, but both players go for the ball, both had eyes for it, and felt sorry for the little guy heading against the big bloke, but the big bloke did pick him up straight away, but it was a football incident. There was certainly no malice in that, and it did break away, and St Mary's get a goal on the board, as you said, thanks to the bravery in the centre of the ground there.
Saints hanging in there.
Round 5 of the field of finals footy, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has indeed. This is a terrific game. Crosley again, just too dominant in the middle. Jack Lant takes the footy. Handball cut off by that man in Crosley. Dropped it. Tackle laid on Dominic Grant and held up. Both teams have been terrific. Skills have been relatively good. Some of the kicking early on was poor, but the intent on a footy's been awesome. Lant, he's playing some sort of game for his team. A barrel out towards Jackson Calder. On the bounce, can't take it. Pressure coming now from Yaron. And away go that back six. Tackle laid again here on shot. Drop the footy, and that's the call. Play on advantage. Is that the call? No, they're going to bring the footy back. I'm not sure why that cannot be paid advantage. Ball will come back to Yurren. Umpire was very quick on his decision there.
Yeah, I think so. It was in Calder's favourite spot as well, right up against the boundary.
So Nick Yurren with the ball in hand, and Saints trying to gain a little bit of an advantage here. Yurren out wide, looking for Calder. Can't gather the footy on the bounce, and the ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. They'll do it all over again from the right forward pocket. Crosley up against Robinson. Comes down to that dangerous midfield. Attacking the footy was shot. So too Land. Ball pushed towards the boundary. Barry had it, lost it. Good tackle laid. And again, over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. PINT pushing it ever so slightly forward to their advantage. Crosley up against Robinson. Big man just pushes off the smaller player. And out they come again. Barry had to be quick from hand to foot, and he was. High up and under. Ball belted away. No one can grab hold of it there initially. Through comes Barry. Out onto that dangerous left foot. Into space. Parnell's there. Takes the mark. We have not seen that happen very often. Now they're being asked to switch. Not too many options there. Max Hagan, perhaps. In fact, he chips backwards now and goes to Matthew Fleming.
PINT have done well to lock off this side, the grandstand side of the ground, because that's where they were heading.
No, they've been so good in their play this afternoon, PINT. Long kick down to Calder. Calder takes the mark. The Saints just not able to move the ball with the fluency that PINT usually do. Calder now. Long kick up towards Dylan Lant, got hands to it, comes off hands. Crosley's there, so too Valaja. The ball slapped out to the advantage there of shot. He's taken in a tackle. And out over the boundary line. Another boundary throw in.
St Mary's had the numbers in the middle of the ground again, but Calder didn't look across. He was always going straight down that line.
Crosley up against Robinson. Robinson up high. This time down to Grant. Caught in the tackle. Got a handball away. Hodges with the quick kick into space. Again, it's all PINT in that forward 50. Shot just couldn't grab hold of the handle. Ball bounces across. A boundary throw in. Saints this time just pushing the ball ever so slowly forward.
Could be handy for them to get the next one.
Robinson goes high and early, gets a touch on it, goes again by foot. Vallejo's there, paddles it in front of himself. Kick inboard, no mark taken. Spillage to Bo Tedcastle. Soccer's on the goal, and it's gone through. Oh, super goal from Bo Tedcastle. Made something out of absolutely nothing there, and Saints all of a sudden back in this game. 7-6-48 plays 6-7-43. Bo Tedcastle kicks his second.
We've seen this movie before where St Mary's have been behind and you didn't think where they're going to come from, and all of a sudden they pinch a couple of quick goals, and there's now only 5 points in it. There was 6 points into St Mary's favour at quarter time, 7 points to PINT at half time, and we're now back to 5 points.
Xavier Vallejo again, very important there, Nick. Just keeping the ball in initially and then kicking it to a dangerous position.
Yeah, it didn't just blaze away at goals. He chipped it across the middle of the pack, trying to find Jackson Calder, but it dropped to the feet. And as I say, luck's a fortune from there. It just got popped through, and that's their second goal since 10-minute mark of the first quarter, St Mary's.
Will Robinson up high, breaking even again in the middle. Kobe Hodges trying to charge his way through. Does do so. Got a handball away. High up and under from Williamson. Up to half forward, and there he is again. Jorgensen taking the relieving mark and out into the clear. Dominic Grant on the chase, put some pressure on. Ball taken by Rowe. Good kick up through centre half forward. Max Hagan with the fist. That was good. Out to Kent on the right boot. High up and under. Under the footy was Lant. That's Jack Lant. Used his body well. Now goes back to Robinson. Was just calm with the football. And Robinson, playing in the ruck at the moment, he's always asked to do much more than what you'd potentially expect of him. It's a good footballer. Kicks long down the line there, looking for Calder. Front and centre, Calder lays the tackle. He tried to burst his way through, and the umpire says it was a high tackle. So Pint will come away with it here. Adam Jorgensen being extremely reliable here this afternoon. From half back. Down the line, Will Robertson tried to shove his opponent under the ball, and Smythe just took the mark. Now out wide looking for Rowe. And the ball out over the boundary line. Well done from Parnell. He's been a resolute defender. He needs a few more to go with him.
Yes, pace starting to come off this game now as we come into the 16-minute mark of the third quarter. It's been a warm day here in Darwin. This time of year is pretty typical in the 30s. No real breeze to speak of here at DXC Arena.
Boundary throw in, belted forward, Parnell. A little bit of time and space. Kick not so good. Cut off there by Maloney. They got some tall timber back there. Pint, who've been playing very good football. Maloney's one of them, Smythe's another. Chip in board's good. Into the clear. Just running easily and kicking up inside, attacking 50. Ball goes to the back. Doesn't sit well for the Saints defender. And socket through. No, it's not. Finally comes out here to Williamson. Tries to bend it around. The mark taken there by Schwarzenberg against Moo. Just too tall. Now called to play on. Moo puts the pressure on. Pops up and another mark inside 50. How many marks on the chest have we seen Pint take inside 50, Nick?
Yeah, fair few. They've gone inside 11 times this quarter, Pint have. St Mary's have come back. They've gone back to 5. But you're right, they've done really well. Earlier in the game, Pint were just blazing away. But the Ants have slowed it down, and they're now just chipping it around a little bit more. And just need to reap some benefit on the scoreboard.
So Jai Barry taking that mark on his chest. Been another good player for Pint. Very consistent across the 3 quarters so far. Away with the left boot. He's hooked that one to the right, and it does not come back enough. Minor score on the board, 7-7-49, plays 6-7-43, so 1 kick ball game here. Our prediction from the start is...
There's going to be 1 goal in it, yeah.
On the money so far. Almost 18 minutes gone here.
The joys of climbing the fence to get the ball. The kid that was there before has decided to go home.
I think he's there actually and gathering.
No, he's got it. No.
Dylan Lance very grateful.
Someone owes him a drink. Soft drink, of course.
So the Saints captain has got a lot more to do here this afternoon. Kicks out wide, looking for Calder, working all the way down to half back. Braunthal was there as well, just couldn't take the footy before it goes out of bounds.
Calder not happy with something there, waved to the umpire. The umpire told him to get on with it. 7-7-49 to 6-7-43. 6 points in it.
Again, Crosley just too big, holding his space there. Ball comes to Braunthal, high up and under, and shoved out of it there was Hagan. No free kick, and certainly asking for it. The umpire said nope. He was simply out-bodied. And then he retaliates and hands over the free kick. Dylan Lant is horrified, as well he might be.
Yes.
That's very undisciplined play there from a team perspective. Just hands the ball straight over when it was going to be a boundary throw-in. So James Rowe has been a good ball user, a goal kicker too in this third quarter. Will bring this ball deliberately back inside 50, and now a 50-metre penalty. Wow, this is really costly for Saints.
I think the only advantage there is he kicked it 50 metres and it was marked, so it's probably going to end up about where it was.
So Harry McKimmie, who kicked a goal in the first quarter, has ball in hand. Player on the mark, Kieran Parnell. 19.5 minutes here, so ticking towards time on. McKimmie now. And there is going to be another 50-metre penalty for back chat here, which will take Harry McKimmie all the way to the goal square and a certain goal for Pint.
So they've got 100 metres then from 50-metre penalties, and also the free kick was given when for retaliation. So that's an absolute undisciplined thing. When there's only 6 points in it, you fought to stay in this game and give basically PINT a freebie from there.
So Harry McKimmie pops that one through. He's now become another multiple goal scorer. He's got 2 on the board, 1 in the first and 1 in the third. But more importantly, his team just wrestle back the advantage which Saints had been working on. 8-7-55, plays 6-7-43, so 12-point ball game at the 20.5-minute mark. Yeah, it's not the sort of thing you want in time on as well, because the coach is going to grab you because there was an undisciplined free kick given away. There might have been a little bit of pushing them back, but the umpire said to throw it in. Undisciplined, and from there on, 50-metre goal. It's very disappointing for St Mary's, who'd fought their way back into this, and at one stage were only 5 points down. Got to get back to playing that hard, straight footy that they were a few moments ago. Dylan Lant laying a tackle in the middle. Jack Lant trying to come away with the footy. Crosley just so dominant, the big PINT ruckman. Here he is now up against Patterson. Wins it down. Tackle laid. PINT midfield been so good today. Crosley just holding the front position. Gets it there momentarily to Braunthal. PINT almost come away with it. Now they do. The tap comes away and a throw is the call. So this will go to St Mary's. The Saints captain has worked so hard this afternoon. Now plays on. Will kick long. Long and strong down towards Calder. No mark taken. The runners are there. PINT's defence goes to work straight away. Rowe caught in the tackle. Dropped the footy. Another tackle laid, and incorrect disposal's the call. Saints will have it. And a 50-metre penalty. So Saints are going to get that goal back unless something silly happens. So Xavier Vallejo with ball in hand is going to take the free kick here, and he has been instrumental in many of Saints' very, very positive moments this afternoon. So Saints, they wrestle that one back. 7-7-49 to PINT 8-7-55, 22.5 gone. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season live on NT News and Community TV. 8-7-55 to 7-7-49. That was a blessing in disguise to get that 50-metre penalty then, because there may be some words said by the coach of St Mary's at three-quarter time, and we cannot have much further to go of this quarter. 6 points back in it. There was 6 in the quarter time to St Mary's, 7 at half-time to PINT, and now 6 points to PINT as we're deep into time on. The wrestle is certainly on now. Xavier Vallejo needs to keep getting around that footy in the forward 50. Patterson up high, down the land, got a quick little left footer away. Centre wing on the chase. Xavier Vallejo. In fact, it's Nick Yarran that'll be first to it. Can't quite get hold of the footy before the boundary line. And they win themselves a boundary throw in at half forward here. Sun setting here, the lights really starting to take effect. Beautiful evening. Crosley, dominant, taps it down. Dylan Lant again clears the ball up inside, attacking 50. And deliberate was the call from the umpire on that kick. Doesn't matter. Three-quarter time siren sounds. Yeah, 8-7-55 to 7-7-49. We back with you. Stick with us for the final quarter here at DXC Arena. PINT versus St Mary's. Catch you soon.
We're for being in it together. Like Danny's team. She'll be captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Azalea's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazaliesnt.com.au.
Play now at supercoach.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Top End Footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of Territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're into front!
This is our game, our way. Top End Footy. Nothing comes close.
Welcome back to DXC Arena for round 5 of Men's Premier League PINT versus St Mary's. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner this evening, Dom McCormack. And Dom, thoughts heading into the final quarter? This is what you asked for, 8-7-55 to 7-7-49.
Well, I thought it was going to be a one-kick ball game, and here we are, a one-kick ball game, all on the line here. Been a great contest so far between both of these teams. They're throwing everything at it. Both teams have had good players. I think that PINT are the ones that are holding the advantage at the moment. Of course, they're in front.
Yep.
Saints were in front at quarter time. They're in front, you know, as Saints were kicking to the same end. They're looking good. They're maintaining their discipline. I think their coach would be happiest at the moment.
Yeah, 35 inside 50s to Pint and 37 for St Mary's for the match. Pint got a lot more early in that quarter, and then St Mary's fought back. It's been a bit like that. No one's really taken control of a quarter. 6-point lead at quarter time to St Mary's, 7-point to Pint at half time, and of course 6 points going into the final quarter. I still got to feel that St Mary's could run back into this one. I've watched them a lot of times. They've never been out of this game. They were down by 15 points or thereabout at one stage, but just keep fighting back. And if you take away that undisciplined act, they're right in this game.
Cleaner ball inside 50. That's what Saints will be looking for. Crosley now in the ruck contest up against Robinson. Crosley with first touch. Pint over the footy in the middle. Lant laying the tackle. That's Dylan. Ball up again. There it is, though, that dominance. Ruck and midfield. Again, Crosley, so good. Ball tapped away, came to Stevens. Lance in there, tapping to the advantage of Jack. Needs to get this on the boot, couldn't quite do so. Charging through they go, and a hold is the call. So we'll come back to Saints here. Jack Lant with the free. Parnell with the shepherd on the mark. Jack Lant goes out wide. Surely that's front on contact. No call. Nick Yarran has the footy. Steps through magnificently. Little chip on the right boot. Looking for Calder. Extends the arms and takes the mark. Well, Jackson Braunthal, he had his contest at the footy, but that defence, I think it was Stevens who backed in, took the ball, did beautifully. Nick Yarran got it forward. Can he kick the one from directly in front, Nick Danks?
As I said, he reminds me of Peter Subic. You just never know where they're going to go from directly in front. I've got a confidence with him, though, today. He's looked pretty good. He played a second fiddle role last week, but this week has stood up pretty much where he did all last season.
Kick on the way. Commentator's curse hit beautifully there by Nick Danks. 7-8-50 plays 8-7-55. Saints with the first score on the board in this last quarter.
I'm still a big fan of him, but he just needs to have a few more of those directly in front.
I mean, that just should have been a goal from a key forward. No question about that.
Yeah, big team lifter there.
Short brings the ball back into play. Goes to Crosley. What a grab from the big man. I've been so impressed with him. Flares the ball out wide. Goes to Stevens. Little chip, and here they go. Look how easy it is. Untouched from Saints. The drilling ball inside 50. Beautiful hands and a good mark. Excellent play, and Sam Bates takes the grab on a bull-chested lead from full forward.
That run's been available all day out this side of the ground. Someone's gone through, and 2 or 3 times the sides have taken it, but Crosby did well to get it straight out to this side, and that runner's everywhere, Pint did.
So Saints miss an easy shot directly in front down one end. Bates, he's done perhaps not so easy. That one a little bit further out, and he misses as well. So a point apiece. 8-8-56 plays 7-8-50. Clean 6-point lead it is to the Green Ants. Dylan Lant, he's had a very, very good game for his team this afternoon. Looking to do everything here. Go to bring the ball back into play. Kicks long to the commentary wing. Players trying to set themselves, and a shepherd put on, and Nick Yarran giving away the free kick here. Not what Saints are looking for.
Yeah, he's been a bit testy though, Nick Yarran. He's pushed and shoved a few times, and umpires had a few words to him.
Maloney, one of their tall timber, been very good. Kicks long down into attacking 50. Almost the grab. Saints defence going to work here. They've got numbers, comes out to Fleming. Handball out to Jack Land. He's in trouble. Gets the handball away, or did he? Ball still in play. Comes up here to Williamson. Almost the mark taken, and a free kick will be paid for a high. Strong at the footy, was short. Now called to play on. Pops that one up high. No mark taken. Big pack around here. Crosley gets the handball away, and that will be a high tackle. Oh, gee. I thought he was taken around the neck then. Tackle laid. Comes to Kent. Kicks out wide. Parnell, the player who so often gives the run for St Mary's from defence. Chips inboard, goes to Will Robinson. Handballs away. Finds Dewsbury. Kicks out wide and missed everything out there, and very fortunate to get that in the field of play and a boundary throw in at half forward here for St Mary's.
Decent crowd here today at DXC Arena. Of course, St Mary's grounds directly across the road from this ground, so both sides have turned up, and be a big night in both club rooms tonight, you would think.
Yes, indeed, particularly the winners. An important game to win here, an early break within the top 5. Crosley and Robinson, neither of them get a real touch to it. Crosley go back and gets the second. Dewsbury, good handball back to Robinson. Comes inboard to Vallejo. Vallejo up to Braunthal. Handball was loopy, was taken in a tackle. Pint's defence goes to work again. Vallejo manages to get in and stop the rot there momentarily. Ball up in there. Forward zone. Crosley just dabs it backwards. And a free kick here. Play on advantage is the call. Little chip goes to Yaron, who just takes the mark in the forward pocket. So an opportunity here for Saints to even this scoreboard. Nick Yaron plays on quickly, goes with the snap and snaps too far. So another point on the board. 7-9-51 plays 8-8-56. 5.5 down in the last quarter here at DXC Arena. Murphy Short brings the ball back into play. Goes to the captain in Brad Ryan. Signalling to the commentary side, and the players set themselves. Smythe up, takes the grab, good mark. It's the applause of the crowd. He's got a player out the back. It's just too easy. Fraunfelder made space, pushes off his opponent, goes on the left boot. That's a lovely chip. Finds his teammate in Bates just inside the boundary. Goes to play on. He's kept there by Jacob Long. The umpire is allowing him to take his kick
after he played on.
After he's clearly played on.
I'd like to see that one again. He definitely played on.
Oh, Jacob Long did so well to corral him. He's got another opportunity here, Sam Bates. Now he's called to play on. That's a good-looking kick. Dangerous kick. Thump through from the defence. Another point on the board. Dealing in points here. First goal, crucial.
Next week on Friday night, St Mary's will take on Darwin Buffaloes at Gardens Oval, and Pint will have the bye next week. So a bit of running here for Pint won't do him any harm.
Dylan Land to the running machine. Brings this ball all the way from fullback up towards half forward. Nick Yaron coming into this game. Good kick. Looking for Calder. Can't take the grab. Goes in to lay the tackle, and he does. He holds it up brilliantly. Almost taking the footy away was Ted Castle. Strong of the contest was Connolly for Pint, and they come away with it. Kick out to centre wing. Lant might be able to get hold of the footy. He does. Tries to handball to himself. Was held up in the tackle. Soccers it forward. And the umpire says ball it in at centre wing.
Pretty lucky there, Lant was, because he dropped that ball in the tackle and he's kicked it backwards to the boundary line. It wasn't ever going to go anywhere else, but the umpire's given him the benefit of the doubt in the tackle and said ball it in with 6 points in this game.
Crosley again. Just takes the footy out of the ruck and wheels away with strength. Kicks that long down the line. Still hasn't gone out of bounds. Now it has. Tapped across for a boundary throw-in.
The biggest lead tonight at a break has been Pint by 7 points at half-time. It was 6 at first quarter and 6 at three-quarter time. We're still at 6 points going into the 9-minute mark, coming up to it here in the final quarter at DXC Arena. Ball back into play.
Boundary throw-in's a good one. Tapped forward by Pint. Their runners go to work at ground level. Handball comes up from Stevens. Rowe got a quick kick away under pressure. And the ball out of bounds on the full. So pressure everywhere here for both teams.
I think the first team here that just settles down a little bit with this 12 or 13 minutes or 14 minutes left to play just starts hitting some targets.
Jacob Long, haven't seen a lot of him this afternoon. Kicks long to the outer side. Crosley there. No mark to Patterson. Contest close to the boundary, and it goes over for another throw-in.
It's had a tough day at the office, Patterson, today. Being on Crosley hasn't helped, but he just really hasn't been as dominant as he was last week against the Bombers.
Need to work out a way to nullify Crosley here, who's just been superb. Patterson gets in front there. Got a touch to it, but comes away again through the Pint midfielders. Quick kick up inside 50. Sam Bates is there. Can't get hold of the footy. Parnell does. Look to clear it to the open side. Nice mark taken by Davies. Asking them to move now. Dominic Grant runs into space. Takes the mark. Steadies. Bring this ball inboard. Goes to Ted Castle. Haven't seen a lot of him. Long kick down into space. Beautiful kick to Calder. One of the few times he's been able to get away from Brad Ryan inside that 50 zone. Calling for players to move. It's going to go on the left boot. That's a nice kick to Robinson. What a wonderful kick. On the left boot finds Will Robertson in the pocket. Should go back and have a deliberate shot at goal.
Jack Lance on the boundary line having a big smile about that one. So they must have practiced that at training drill or something, because the big boys knew exactly where that ball was going to go. And Jack's there laughing at the boundary line about it. So they either practiced that one or he's just pulled that out of the back pocket.
One of the few times that Saints have had room to move in their forward 50.
This one could tie it all up.
Robinson, the deliberate kick at goal. He's gone right across the face. No mark. Still in play here. Contest close to the goal line. And the umpire says, I will have it. So no score registered. And Patterson comes out of that one looking the worse for wear. Pint just run away with it. Clear it out towards Hagan. Can he get hold of the footy? He does. Just strolls through a tackle. Pops that one up to Hodges. Doesn't take the grab. Lays a tackle though. Ball comes to Yaron. Back to Hodges. Close to the boundary line here. Pint through row. Oh, and they do it beautifully. Oh, no mark taken out there. I thought Timms had taken the grab. He didn't. So the ball spills for a boundary throw in at centre wing. Pint did beautifully, yet again from defence, Nick, to clear a dangerous position. Yeah,
he should have taken that one right on the chest. Ball might be getting a bit slippery out there as the lights are coming on the grass here with the dews, but he should have still taken that one and settled down there for Pint. I reckon we've got about 9 or so minutes left to play in this game.
Boundary throw-in's a good one. Crosley just double-handed that one away, and they'll do it all over again as it crossed the boundary. Darren Walters, he's been waiting for some time on the boundary to take his spot back in, and gets out there to face off against Crosley. Body to body now. Crosley just clearing a little space for himself. Ball flipped out, straight to shot. Comes back into the congestion. Pint take it back out again. Pass up inside 50, goes to Timms, and he takes this one on the chest. Good lead, good mark. Players in the clear, drills that one in. That's a super kick and finds Sam Bates on the chest in space.
Yeah, thought that might have been touched though. It did make a double noise, but umpire said play on, and he's taken the mark. Not an easy kick from there though. He's going to have to push this right towards the left post. There's not much of a breeze, but at this ground it does. As you get a bit higher up, it will blow across.
So Bates now on the approach, kicks on goal. And it is another point on the board.
Yeah, went to the right post and just stayed there. This ground tends to do that. Could be that handy point though.
Jacob Long with a kick, dangerous kick. Was looking for Hodges, couldn't find him. Quick kick in comes from short. No mark taken. Tackle laid. Ball spills to Vallejo. Tries to take it, and a hold is the call. It will come back here to Saints in the form of Kent. Need to work hard to get it out of here. St Mary's. Pint have been superb in holding the ball up. Ball comes to Hagan. Skillful player, former Darwin Buffaloes player. Calder goes up, just belts it away from his opponent. Wins his team a boundary throw in. It's very unusual to see Michael Hagan playing in the green and gold, having come from the double blues of the Darwin Buffaloes. Famous Darwin name. Here he is playing for St Mary's.
No goals scored in this quarter. 2 points to Pint and 3 to St Mary's. 2, sorry, to St Mary's.
Tapped away into the clear again for Pint momentarily. Dominic Grant had it. Patterson got it. Kicked out wide. Luke Davies on the burst. Gets a little bit of space, needs to use the ball well, goes to Parnell. Finds him in space. The outer side will kick long and deliberately. Inside 50, Calder just used his body brilliantly, takes the mark on the chest, outbodied his opponent in Brad Ryan, needs to go back and kick this goal. 8-10 plays 7-9 at the 14.5-minute mark. It is a 7-point ball game, so PINT have extended their lead here by 1 point since three-quarter time. Calder needs to put a goal on the board.
Yeah, the opportunity directly in front early in this quarter. Pushed it to the right. Right-hand post and let it bring back up slightly.
So Calder now. That's a poor kick off the boot, and that will go out of bounds on the full.
Shanked the whole lot there. He missed everything then. The joys of Jackson Calder, but still in this one. Reckons about just under 5 minutes left to play. 1-1 in it. Because the ball went out of bounds again, we've got to get the original ball.
Talk about delays in play. That's one that could be easily rectified. Little kick to this near side here, and PINT are away again. Poor kick off the right boot here is going to go out of bounds. And another boundary throw in. No deliberate call on that one, thank goodness.
No, that was definitely a skill error.
Definitely.
There was no reason to kick it out of bounds. He had about 3 players loose after that ball if it had got to him. So good decision by the umpire. Read the game really well.
7 points in it. Boundary throw-in's a good one. Robinson up against Crosley. Robinson did really well there to hold front position. But PINT, again, through the midfield. They've been so dangerous. And now a player in the clear. Jed Griffin takes the mark, kicks into a dangerous spot. And the mark taken. No. Is it called play on? He plays on. It doesn't matter. Sam Bates kicks the first goal of this last quarter. What an important goal that is. PINT on the board.
Yeah, that was definitely important for PINT there. If St Mary's had had a couple of opportunities to get a goal and get themselves back in this, but PINT get the first goal of the quarter and push out to a fairly handy 13-point lead. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season live on NT News and Community TV. And Dom, not much left now for St Mary's. It's going to have to be all-out attack, you would think.
Well, there's not a lot of time, one wouldn't think. 13 points down, so they've got to score 3 or 4 times to get in front. So
with 1 goal scored in the quarter, so there won't be much in time on left either.
The thing is that they've had the opportunities. They just haven't been able to put them on the board.
Yeah, it's 10 inside 50s apiece for this quarter.
And Saints have probably had the better ones. They've had the better looks. Will Robinson got the ball forward initially. Lant got it back to him. Chain of handballs, they're messing around here. Just need to get it on the boot and get it forward. Dominic Grant does exactly that. Up towards Calder. Can't take the grab. Xavier Vallejo's been dangerous all night. Gets hold of the footy. Can't hold the handle. Tackle laid. And he holds up Schwarzenberger. Just couldn't get hold of it. But they're deep inside 50 again. Yet another opportunity here for St Mary's. PINT have been superb down here. Their back six wonderful. Crosley holds out his opponent. Ball comes down. Tackle laid. And the umpire says, I'll ball it up again.
Another good decision. He was falling backwards then, so he did clip him high, but the player fell into him.
Will Robinson up high, wins it forward. PINT take hold of the footy. Handball towards the boundary. Jack Land is there, keeps it in. And out of bounds. He thought he had the free kick for being taken high. Boundary throw in it'll be.
He led with his head then, Jack did, so umpire picked that one as well.
Time ticking away here. PINT have been superb. 9-10 plays 7-9. It's 19 scoring shots to 16 in favour of the Green Ants. Robinson again up high, wins that one down. Handball comes out towards Jack Lant, close to the boundary. Kicks on goal. It's not going to be a goal. Has it scored?
Nope, he's going to get the ball over the fence, so it must still be a 13-point margin.
So out of bounds on the full, I think, is the call. The umpires are just talking to each other at the moment just to check on what's happened here. So you can see them there having a chat, just checking with the boundary umpire as to what's happened.
Jack throws his hands in the air saying, come on, let's get on with this.
So a point will be the call.
Given a point.
So a minor score, which is important in the context. The Saints to draw need to kick 2 goals. 13 points the margin. 9-10 plays 7-10. Kick out wide and long. Will Robinson up high again. Onto the back of Crosley. Ball taken momentarily by Maloney, and a high tackle plays into the hands of Pint here. Dominic Grant going high. The free kick to James Rowe, who's been superb. Kicked a goal in the third quarter. Been a really important running midfielder. Go down the line. Looking for the tall timber. It goes over the back. Dylan Lant first there. Goes by hand. Finds Williamson. And a free... No, it's not. It's going to be out of bounds and a boundary throw-in.
Into time on, there won't be much in this quarter. The only goal scored in this quarter was Pint a few minutes ago. So it's 9-10-64 to 7-10-52.
Players setting themselves here.
We're into time on, which won't be long.
Crosley again, creating space. Ball spills. Came off the boot there of Braunfel and again out of bounds. And Pint would just be loving this. This is perfect. In their forward half, out of bounds for a boundary throw, and they've been dominant. And there's a wrestle happening here, which is going to be a free kick and a turnover of the footy to Pint. Crosley comes in on Jack Lant, and doesn't matter for Jack Lant, the bigger they are. And there's the siren. It doesn't matter. The siren has sounded to end this contest with a win to the Pint Football Club.
Yeah, 9-10-64 to 7-10-52. A 6-point lead to St Mary's in the first quarter. Pint went in half-time 7 points up, went in at three-quarter time 6 points up, and came away with the 12-point win inside 50s. Very similar, 46 to 48 in favour of St Mary's. But your best on grounds, Dom, who would you fancy today?
Gee, from a best on ground perspective, Braden Crosley in the ruck has just been absolutely outstanding. So good. Ben Smythe was good in the air, so too Jacob Maloney. Archie Stevens, Thomas Schott did a pretty good job. Harry McKimmie played well, short. James Rowe played well. Multiple players, Pint in particular, played a very good game of football here tonight.
Yes, I think we'll see both of these sides at the sharp end of the season. And goal scorers, any standout ones for today for you?
Well, from the Pint Football Club, 2 goals apiece to Hugo Timms and also to Harry McKimmie. And for the St Mary's Football Club, again, 2 goals apiece to Bo Tedcastle and Xavier Vallejo.
So on now, Gardens Oval, Waratah are taking on Wanderers next week, round 6, 7 o'clock Friday night at Gardens Oval. St Mary's will take on Darwin Buffaloes. On Saturday, 2 p.m. at Gazali's Arena, Palmerston and the Tiwi Bombers. 4 p.m. at Tracy Village, Wanderers take on reigning premiers Southern Districts, and 6:30 at Gardens Oval, Waratah and the Nightcliff Tigers. Pint has the week off. But Dom, thanks for being with us. It's been a pleasure to host this evening. We'll catch you next time. Thanks,
you.
Nick.
Thank you.